All right, citizens of Minnesota, we're back, and it's time for us to continue our GM mode with your Minnesota Wilds. Up here in year 2, we've started the season, and I like what I see so far. Last video, we got free agency done, we got preseason done, and we started the year 2 simulation, and our record, 7 wins, 2 losses, and 1 overtime loss. Now, our team has some changes, a lot of comments not agreeing with the changes that I made in free agency. I want to talk about that, but considering we're at the beginning of the season and we look to be a winning team, there's not really much to do here if we keep on playing the way we're playing. So let's start the simulation right now, and we can talk about the comments and the fan art while the sim is going on. 7-2-1. Considering we're already up to 7 wins, let's put a cap on 15 losses. We'll stop the sim and reassess our team once we get to 15 losses. I don't think we'll lose 13 or 12 in a row. So yeah. So we'll just go up to here, let's simulate, and we can talk about the changes that I made in the last video. You guys know about free agency, signing Captain Keith Yandel, and we're going to need a new nickname for that, or for him. Captain Keith Yandel, signing him to play as a winger in our top 6. Not a lot of people agreeing with that. I didn't want to sign Andrew Ladd. Captain Keith wanted less years and was cheaper, so I went with him. We also got Darren Helm for the 4th line. He's got great defensive stats. Use him on the penalty kill. So those were our 2 signings. We also had some depth signings, and one guy who's coming through for us, I'll just give him a quick plug, I suppose. Ryan Garbett, 6 goals in 10 games played. Now, I'd imagine that's going to come back down to earth. The guy's on the 4th line, but 6 goals already, man. The guy's on pace for like a 40-goal year. So that's... Oh, hang on. We got an injury here. Minnesota player Charlie Coyle's been injured with a mild concussion. Estimated return is November 16th. Won't be too long, so I'll just replace the player. I reviewed this year's draft class briefly, so it's going to be a good year. Hopefully it's... well, I mean, if it doesn't matter if it's a good year or not, I'm hoping that we're going to be a playoff team. And the record, 10 wins, 4 losses, 1 overtime loss. Looking good. I don't have to pause the simulation, of course. And as I start talking about the damn sim we lose to. Charlie Coyle, we need you back. Granlund, Howla, where's Coyle? Yeah, he's going in there for Jonesy. Coyle, very nice. And then David Jones, we're going to scratch. Okay, so, did I scratch him right? Did I get David Jones scratched? Jones, yeah, you scratched, right? Yeah, okay, good. So we might as well talk about the decision to put Captain Keith Yandel at wing, because, man, there's no reason to show any fan comments in this video. It was all about, Johnny, what the hell, man? You talk about being realistic. You don't want to sign Andrew Ladd because it would be unrealistic to trade him away after a year or 2, and then you go out and do something stupid like signing a defenseman to play as the wing. It was the comment in the last video. He sold me. He gave the example of Brent Burns, and, you know, I hear what you guys are saying, but there's no damn setting to ask the player when you're going to sign him, you know, what position do you want to play? I get it. Captain Keith Yandel's never played defense before in his career. We're going to try it out on this team, all right? It was part of the negotiations. I came to him and I said, you know what, son? We made it to the Western Conference Final last year. We need some American scoring talent in our top 6. Would you like to play wing with guys like Zach Parise, Nino Niederreiter, Koivu, Granlund, and Charlie Coyle? It was an imaginary conversation, but he agreed to it, all right, boys? So that's the breaks. When I say unrealistic, you guys know what I mean. You guys, the pro GM players, you guys who have played old gen GM enough, you know that you can mess with the system. Sign a free agent, trade them away, sign a prospect goaltender free agent, sign 3 of them. Now all of a sudden you got like 3, 4.5 gold star potential goaltenders in your prospect pool. Trade those guys away every year, get one of the top 3 picks. Nah, son, that's the unrealistic part that I don't want to go down. But, you know, getting a player and signing him to a contract that he wanted and just putting him in a different place on the team, whatever. What would you guys rather me do? Just put him on the defense and then trade away a guy like Scandella just for another top 6 forward? I could do that. But whatever. It's kind of fun. And we did it before with Yuri Kapitanov, right? What team was that on? Was that on the Washington Capitals? So many damn GM modes, man. I can't even remember. But yeah, that was my decision with Captain Keith. I like his stats. I like his passing and his offensive categories. And I didn't want to have the 2 power forwards on the second line. And there was no way in hell I was breaking up the first line with Nino Niederreiter, Koivu, and Parise. Niederreiter played great last year with those 2 guys, and he grew up to an 88 this year. So I got to keep those lines together. So that means that Granlund and Coyle have to be on the second line because they're too good to be on the third line, and I don't want to trade them. That's a playmaker power forward combo. You go out and get Andrew Ladd. That's a 2 power forward with a playmaker. And I know Ladd takes a lot of penalties. Coyle takes penalties as well. Just didn't fit into the team, boys. And I've picked up Andrew Ladd before on old Gen in GM modes. He doesn't produce. Yeah, he'll get the 20 goals, but he's not. It's just too much. Too much. 6 million over 5 or 6 years. Too much. I'm happy with my Captain Keith signing. All right, so let's get back to the simulation here. We'll do a little bit of a recap. Let's get to the end of December. 18 wins on the season, 10 regulation losses, 11 regulation losses, and 3 overtime losses. So one more loss. We're going to get to the 15 loss threshold or limit that I put on myself in this team. Let's see, the Winnipeg Jets. Future home of Patrick Laine. Minnesota player Jonas Brodin, March 12th. Ooh, that's a big one. All right, boys. So this is now maybe the time we Riley down to the defensive core. This is why we got to keep Yandle in the top 6. All right, so Brodin has been injured with an MCL sprain. His estimated return is March 12th. Good news, he'll be back for the playoffs. Bad news, we're in December. January, February, and the beginning of March, we got to get through without Brodin. And we're not guaranteed a playoff spot. 19 wins, 11 losses, 3 overtime losses. We're going to be right there in the middle somewhere. So, edit lines manually. Let me go ahead and do some power of video editing because I'm going to have to bring up a new player because that's a long time injury. Give me a second here, boys. All right, so did the line changes. This is why we held on to Justin Fontaine. He's going to slip into Mike Riley's spot as the not the offensive defenseman, but Riley's the offensive defenseman, as the offensive player on the third line alongside of Howla and Zucker. So Fontaine's going in there, and then we can move Mike Riley back to the top 6 alongside of Marco Scandella. Okay, so the defensive, that's one thing about this team now. If we lose defenseman, we can at least cover it with Riley and Captain Keith Yandle, so that's nice. So I wanted to go to the end of December. Let's go 2 more games just to the end of 2016. Come on now, boys. There's a win against the Winnipeg Jets. Let's get back in this. Let's get some W's. We started off the year good, but those regulation losses are starting to creep closer to our just our wins. 19-12. Could be a little bit better. Come on. Calgary Flames. Yeah, see, okay. There's a good time to take a break and reassess. All right, so yeah, we've lost, look at that, 5 of our last 6, it seems like. And then, yeah. So ever since, we were doing good up till here, and then loss. Ooh, 2 wins in the last 4, 6, 7, 8, 2 and 8 in the last 10. So you can see how the season can change very quickly if we're not careful. But still, it's not like we're below 500. We're in a good spot right here. So let's take a look around the NHL and see what's going on. Pacific Division, the LA Kings, followed by the Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers, and the San Jose Sharks. Central Division, the St. Louis Blues, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Minnesota Wild. So we're in a playoff position, and the defending Stanley Cup champion Dallas Stars are in dead last in the Central Division. My God. Atlantic Division, Detroit, Tampa, Ottawa, Toronto, Metropolitan, the Islanders, the Hurricanes, the Flyers, and the Capitals. Goals, John Tavares leading it this year, followed by Claude Giroux, Jeff Carter, Phil Kessel, Zetterberg, Goudreau, Taves, and Hoffman. Assists, Crosby's up there, Carlson, Kane. I'm also looking to see if anybody got traded, looking to see if there's any new teams in there beside the players. Doesn't look so. Points, Giroux, Tavares, Crosby, Kane, Voracek, Stamkos, Carlson, and Taves. And save percentage and goals against. So the good news is that it looks like we're still a very good defensive team. Save percentage, Dubnyk is 3rd, and his goals against, he is 2nd. So maybe it's a lack of offense here. Now, the last time we checked out the stats, our second line wasn't getting anything done. And it was with Captain Keith. No, it was our first line wasn't. It was the first line wasn't getting anything done. Niederreiter and Parise, they barely had any stats. Let's see if they've turned it on a little bit. So we're 11th in the NHL for total points, goals for per game, 19th. So we're a defensive team, which is good come playoff time, but got to score goals to get to the playoffs. We're the best defensive team in the NHL, boys. So that is something to be proud of. Power play percentage, 22nd. If we can improve our power play, that would go a long way. So I'll look into that. Penalty kill percentage, 22nd, but we're the best defensive team. Home record, 8-11. Away record, 11-2-3. So we are fantastic on the road, not so good at home. And our last 10, like I said, 2-8, 2-6-2, to be more specific. But still, those 6, man, that's not good. Player stats of the season. Let's take a look at this. Parise, Niederreiter, Koivu. I hope you guys are doing better, man. There's no reason why you should not. Suter's on the first line with you. Spurgeon or Goligoski. Got plenty of players to get some points here. So points, Zach Perret, there you go. So he's starting to get back up there. I forget how many points he had. He had like 2 or 3 points in 10 games the last time I checked him out. So he's got 14. He's getting up there. Yeah, he's getting up there. That's good. 14 goals. On pace for like a 30-goal season. So 26, Charlie Coyle 26, Granlund 21, Koivu 20. Niederreiter's a little bit slow this year, but he's on pace for a 20-goal year. Yandel, well, I can't see Yandel yet because he's in the defensive category. Howla, Garbett. Garbett's got 8 goals now. You can see how he slowed down a little, but still 9 points on the year. All right, very nice. Okay, everyone looks fine. Now, defenseman, Ryan Suter with 27 points in 35 games played. Captain Keith Yandel with 19 points in 35. I mean, it's just like if he can get 50 points on the second line, as long as our first liners are getting points, then that's a fine season for him. He's just around that. Just kind of, I don't know if it's there or not. He could end up below 50, but he could also have a really good end to it. So, I mean, at least he's second on the team for points from a defenseman. Riley's got 11, all right, and then the MVP of our team, Devin Dubnyk, 2.12 goals against, 15 and 11, and a save percentage of 92.71. So the defensive side of our team is coming through. Let's see if we can maybe take a look at our power play lines. I don't want to change 5-on-5 because that'll affect the defense. But the power play lines, like Parise, Koivu, maybe I should try something here. Let's try switching this up. Let's get like a playmaker, Granny Smith with Parise and Niederreiter. And then I'll switch Spurgeon and Yandel on their flip side so they got one-timers, all right? I wanted to not have the one-timers so they could work the forwards, but now I'll get the playmaker in there and we'll really load up right there. Maybe I should get Suter. Maybe I should get Suter on the first line power play. I just thought 2 offensive defensemen instead. You know what? I'll get Suter in there. Suter's big bomb. All right, there you go. And Spurgeon. So Spurgeon and Suter. Captain Keith, you're being... You know what? No, I'm going to put Captain Keith up there on the first line. Yeah. Suter has the bomb. Keith can set it up, all right? Koivu, Coyle, and Riley. No, we're going to take Riley off there. Oh, no, because Granlund's up there. That's all right. Okay, so Koivu in the middle. Granlund's up there. Let me see. Koivu... Captain Keith is already in there. So, yeah, it would be Riley. There would be, yeah. Okay, so I'll leave Riley right there. Yeah, I'm going to really stack up the first line with these guys. Same thing. Suter up there with Parise and Niederreiter. You know what? I tried going Parise as a centerman because I wanted him to play alongside a Niederreiter there. But for the 4-on-4 lines, I'll go Koivu with Parise and then Granny Smith with Niederreiter. So everyone's playing in their right positions. Suter, Yandel, Spurgeon, Goligoski. We got the 1T set up. All right, and then the penalty kill and the defensive side of our game is just fine. All right? So, boys, how long are we into this? Yeah, we can keep on going. Let's go up to the trade deadline in this video. Unless we really start to shit the bed come the All-Star break. I'd like to get to the trade deadline, but if we seep below 500, we'll have to stop it right here, okay? So, let's just go with it, boys, and let's see what happens with your Minnesota Wild. I'm trying to think ahead of time what we're going to need at the trade deadline, because I told you guys this in the last video. I'll say it again. This year might be the year, our last major chance to win the Stanley Cup. I mean, we can still be a contending team in years to come. But we've seen the White Stars drop for a lot of our veteran players, all right? Granlund's been injured with a pulled groin. Estimated return is January 12th. Won't be gone long for I'll just replace the player. But Koivu, he could be dropping soon. Parise, he lost his 5-star. Suter still got his 5-star. So he'll be okay. Who else was in there? There was another guy. Goligoski, Yandel, Devin Dubnyk, if he starts to drop, right? So next year, you might have Parise not as good. Some of the other veterans not as good. Yes, our younger players may become better, but this may be the year to get it done on the backs of our veteran players. And then use that first-round pick that we have for this year and go out and acquire something to make us that much better. But then again, if we're not a playoff team, I don't know. You know what? I think if we start getting injuries now, I can't just go replace player. Every game is starting to matter now. We're starting to lose too many games. Up to 16 regulation losses. We're only 5 games above 500 if you don't count the overtime games. I don't like that. I want that more around 10 games above. Nick Spalling's been injured with a sore foot. Estimated return is January 20th. Well, he's on the 4th line, and he has no penalty kill time, so we'll go with that. But look at this, man. We are starting to lose games like crazy. It's like all of a sudden a switch was flipped. Oh my god. Okay. Stop the sim. Stop the freaking sim. Jesus, what's going on? I need Brodeen back, man. This is hurting us. 3 in a row, 4, 5 in a row. I mean, 5 in a row after those 2 wins right there. Another 5. So we were, what, 2, 6, and 2 in our last 10, and then we started simming again. Now we've lost 5 in a row. I'm telling you, man, season's not going to be going. Look, Dallas is caught back up, and we are no longer in a playoff spot. All right, so, boys, I'm going to take this to the All-Star break. Let's see if we can win 3 more games before the All-Star break. Not good, man. So the Jonas Brodin injury, I think, is starting to hurt us big time. I'm starting to feel it. We don't have the full team out there. We got to start getting some wins, man. Now would be a perfect time to go on a winning streak. You know what? We've won some games without Spalling in the lineup. Let's just keep on going. We've got 8 more weeks before Brodin comes back, man. He's long gone. Come on, you got to beat the Buffalo Sabres. Lose 5-3. I thought we were a good defensive team. What the hell, Dubnyk? We got the 3 goals for us that game. All right, so I could go farther. I'm nervous. I want to hear what you guys have to say, but it may be the smart idea to just call it a video right there. Because if we, okay. Let me go up here and let's see what happens. Okay, All-Star game. Let me take a look at the standings again, and maybe we can just start a sim. And if we lose 2 in a row, then I'll call it quits right there. All right, let's see. So the Minnesota Wild, 49 points. It's not horrible because we still actually are in a playoff spot because we're ahead of the Vancouver Canucks, who are going for a wild card. Yeah. Okay, so we're still in the playoffs, but if we continue to lose games, it's not going to be good. Now, there's enough time that if we go on a winning streak, that's nice. But I have to be aware. We need to go on the winning streak now. We have to separate ourselves. So just let me go 2 games, all right, boys? If we don't get 3 points in these first 2 games, I'm calling the video. 3 points. So regulation loss, we're calling it. Let's see. The Ottawa Senators, and they're a good team. Eastern Conference. There you go. There's a win. All right, now we just need a point. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they're a good team as well. Scouting assignments. Forwards. Let's go to the OHL. I'm going to stay in the OHL. There you go. There's a lot of good guys in the OHL for year number 2. Depth-wise, we won't be going in the first round. Damn, man, we got to go up against Tampa and then Chicago. Not good. All right, so let's go past those 2 games. Up to the Dallas game. Tampa Bay. Let's see. I'll get that regulation loss. I know I said 3, but I'll go 1 more against Chicago. Let's see. Yes, all right. So we got 4 points there. 4 points in those 2 games. David Jones been injured with a mild concussion. Man, the injuries are really hitting me this year, aren't they? Yeah, you know what? I'll get him in there. Who was it? It was Spalling, correct? Spalling. Oh, you know what? I think I remember reading a comment. Where's Spalling, center? Yes. You guys were saying put Darren Helm as the center because he got better face-offs. I should have done that at the beginning of the video. Carter, very good. Let me just make sure the 4th line is not. I'm pretty sure he's not any penalty kill. Penalty kill. Now we're good. Okay. Let's keep on going, boys. We got the 2 wins right there. Now would be a perfect time to go on a winning streak. We have veterans on this team. The Poise has got to kick in after the All-Star break. The Chicago Blackhawks, a good team. And, okay, 3 in a row. That's what I'm talking about. Look, see, we're that kind of team where we're a tweener team. We've got the kind of record where 3 losses, all of a sudden we look like a non-playoff team. But 3 wins, all of a sudden puts us back looking like a contender again. 26-19-3. Hell yeah. All right, that's much better. Let's take a look at our record again. The Minnesota Wilds, 55 points. But, I mean, we have that wild card spot. But I don't want to fall to these Central Division teams, man. Okay, so this is a huge game. Let's keep on going. Let's keep this winning streak going. Game against the Dallas Stars, team that beat us in the Western Conference Finals last year. Defending Stanley Cup champions, and we lose in regulation. All right, so 3-1 now. Continue. I don't need to put him back in there. 3-1 now. We have to stop that losing streak, all right? So we'll go Toronto. Yes, he's a nice, all the way, an Eastern Conference... An Eastern road trip. Okay, I'm going to go with it, boys. I'm going to go with it. Oh, one game. Up to the Detroit one. This is the kind of year where a trade might be very useful, considering Brodin's gone till, the end of the year. Okay, I'm stopping it right there, boys. I'm stopping it. You see? That 3-game winning streak all of a sudden nullified by a losing streak. So I'm going to stop it right there. We need to maybe make a trade to make this team, to help them get into the playoffs. So I'm stopping it right there, boys. All right? 26-21-3, your Minnesota Wilds. Do we have a playoff spot? We have a playoff spot by 1 point. So we need to win games, man. So let's take a look at what could possibly be acquired to make this team better. Now, we have a salary cap issue, but I could also drop some players down to the AHL to free up some cap space. I could also ask the other team to retain salary. So there are ways around this. I don't need another goalie. We need offense. We need goal scoring. The Sedin brothers, not going to be able to afford them. Tampa Bay, St. Louis, San Jose, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Ottawa. Is there anybody that we could acquire to make this team a little bit better? Like a nice... See, the thing is, I wish I could have Riley on the third line. We have a good top 9, I feel, but just the Brodin injury hurts. Okay, so Patrick Sharp, 1 year left. That's a very nice one. With this trade, what we could do is we could move Yandel down to the third line or transfer him back to defense and then acquire a third liner. You know, we can move it around. But this guy would be a pure rental. You're talking about trading away, like... I mean, it's from the Dallas Stars, or a friggin' rival, but they want to give him up, so I don't care. You're talking about trading away that, and then you'd have to give up a roster player. Let me just look at forwards here. You'd have to give up like a Jones, and then you'd have to give up like a Zucker. That wouldn't even work. Damn. So you'd have to take on a lot. I'm not going to do it right now. I just want to see what it would take to make this trade go through. Damn. See, I'd have to drop some players down in the AHL. So if I put like Niederreiter in there, yeah, see, that wouldn't even work. See, that's going to be a rough. So we're a kind of team, boys, where it's going to be hard to make the trades go through. But still, Sharp, what do you guys think? I can work it out if you guys think it's a good idea. Sharp so far is the only guy available. Oh, Calgary, Buffalo, Leguan, Boston, some prospects, Shane Doan, depth. All right, boys, so really the only guy available is Patrick Sharp. Now, we could still make the playoffs with the team that we have if all of a sudden we wake up, but I don't want to take that chance. This is a year we have to make the playoffs and get to the Stanley Cup Finals, or else we're going to be even worse next year, and I'm not ready to say goodbye to this roster. Like I said, we got to keep Parise and Suter for the rest of their career, so we got to get this done. So, boys, any suggestions, let me know. Power play, penalty kill, line changes. Where should Captain Keith play? What do we do with the Jonas Brodin situation? The first-round pick, do we trade it? Do we acquire Patrick Sharp, or do we try to go and get somebody who's in the mid-80s who can still play for us next year? Because chances are we won't be able to re-sign Sharp. It'll be a pure rental. So, boys, let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Be sure to check out our website, 2bcsports.com, where the hockey talk continues. Find myself and others in the live interactive chat, or dive into the active forums to talk about sports and gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, where the live streams come to life.